Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm here with Rachel.
Hi.
And we are doing Luxio Bases and Luxio Build today. So if you have any questions in regards to all of the application tips and tricks or the reasons why Luxio Build is such a fantastic product, stay tuned. I'm going to flip the camera around and we will get started.
Great.
Yeah, it is. Okay. So we have Rachel's very naked, very short nails.
Sad. Don't laugh at me, Jen.
And they have been prepped. And now I'm going to cleanse them really well with acetone. And I'm actually really glad that Rachel's nails are short today because sometimes when people apply Luxio Build, because it is slightly thicker consistency, it ends up creating bubble nails. So we're going to really work to pay attention to the thickness of the product that we put on when the nails are short, because bubble nails are
not the look.
No, it's just not the thing. It's not good.
Nails haven't been this short
in a hot minute.
Wild.
In a hot minute.
They're very sad. But you know what?
They'll grow back out.
Yeah.
That's the joy of natural nails.
Yeah.
So that they grow and then we cut them off. I actually prefer short nails like this, but Rachel prefers long nails.
Well, I like about your length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this is long nails.
It's a good manageable length.
These are called long cut them off.
Yeah. Basically. Where mine just were when I bit them all down to the nub, those were good.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Okay, next we're going to go in with some primer, and today we are going to use Akzentz Affix It. Affix It is just a sticky primer, your traditional sticky primer. You could go in with Commit primer from Luminary, which is usually what we use because it's always right next to my desk. However, today, since I always talk about Affix It, I figured I'm going to prep with Affix It. Affix It, like I said, just a sticky primer. It needs a full 60 seconds to dry. You need just a little bit of product. You really just don't need very much on the nail plate.
I just forget which one you start with.
I know, and I think I do it different every time.
I'm pretty sure you do.
Which is fine. Keeps my clients. Keeps you thinking.
Right, keeps you on your toes.
Yeah.
Never know what she's going to do next.
Right. What you watching on TV these days, Rachel? Anything good?
No.
Oh.
I'm not even watching TV.
You're not?
No.
Are you on a TV break?
Yeah. Yeah, because I keep stress buying books, so I got to read them all.
I see. So what books are you reading?
Well, I am in the midst of a break from the series that I'm reading. I'm reading the Throne of Glass series.
Uh-huh.
But I am on the, 5th, 6th book, and I have to take a break because my brain is done.
Like it's a lot to think about?
Yeah, it's all like high fantasy, and so it's just a lot.
Oh, what does high fantasy mean?
It means it's like a lot of world building, a lot of like everything is like you're building up everything from the ground up. Like
this is very exciting.
Fantasy, which is really good. It's my favorite thing, but it's also like gotta take a break.
Gotcha. Fascinating. Okay, we're going to start with Luxio Base today. And you know that I love X-Bond, but today we're going to be talking about Luxio Base. But Luxio Base is actually my original favorite. Luxio Base Clear is that juicy, glassy, fantastic base coat. It has excellent adhesion. But Luxio Base, they also come in colors. There are now 6 colors, and these are the brand new ones that just released yesterday. There is Buff, Smirk, and Stark. Buff is a very pale pink. It cures to a very pale pink. It's very pretty on the nail.
Oh, that's cute.
You can use these as full cover colors. You would apply the first layer, cure that, and then you would go in with a builder layer over top of it, and then you could top coat.
Oh, it's like delicate.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It is like delicate.
I like that.
Next up is Smirk, and it has a bit more color. It's more like a mauve-y tone.
Ooh.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, you would apply a thin layer, give that a full cure, put on a structure layer or a builder layer, give that a full cure, and then you could go in just with your top coat, and that could be your client's very easy one color manicure. Then we have base Stark. Stark is going to be that pale milky white. If you were to put a layer of this and then 2 layers of koi, you would have that perfect, not fully opaque.
You can even do 1 layer of koi.
1 layer of koi over this. Would be absolutely fantastic. Maybe that's what I want for my 4th of July nails. I'm already thinking about them.
Sick.
Absolutely. And then put some red, white, and blue flowers.
We're not there yet.
It's going to be so exciting.
Adalia Ramos
I love it.
says,
Hi, Adalia.
to order them.
Hi, Adalia. How are you? After we put on the Luxio base and give that a full cure, we are going to go in with Luxio Build. Luxio Build is a flexible builder gel in a bottle. It is a beautiful product. It self-levels like a dream. And I want to stress to you that it is flexible. So this does not cure like a hard gel. This cures like a flexible soft gel. It is a soak-off gel product. So if I were to sculpt out a nail on Rachel, then I would be able to literally squeeze it. Like it's very, very flexible. Yeah. You can build out corners, and you could build out like a sport short length nail, but nothing beyond that. This is not meant to be a hard gel. This is just an overlay product, but it is beautiful to work with. Okay, we're going to start with the colors because I'm not going to put Build over the colors so that you can see what the colors look like. So I'm going to go in with Luxio Base Stark, which is the white one. And like I said, I'm not going to put Build on these, so I am going to build them up just a little bit.
Your camera is focused on your glove.
Oh,
there we go. I think it's just because your glove is closer to the camera.
Yeah, could
your
be.
macro lens is like, where am I going?
What am I focusing on? Let's move you over a little bit. There we go. All right, so just a slight builder layer on there. And because Rachel's nails are actually really tough to do because her skin grows up and over. So this skin right here just likes to grab onto product, right? So I have to be really careful where we put the product so that it doesn't attach onto her skin and be all weird.
But I also have weird nails because they are super, super curved. Like I have a really intense C curve.
Intense is right.
So everything always looks like a bubble nail.
Which is why it's good to practice.
Yeah.
Putting Luxio, and that goes Luxio Build on her because we don't want it to turn into a bubble nail. It is just not ideal. Next up is Buff. This was the one that looks like the Luxio Delicate color. Very pretty. It actually cures to a very pretty color on the nail plate as well. Is it still hot?
Yeah.
And poor Rachel, she feels everything.
And I picked all my nails off, so I only have myself to blame.
So it's a little bit hotter than normal?
That's a little spicy.
Yeah.
Stacy says, wow, pretty already.
Already.
They really are beautiful colors. Like, for being base coats, these are really, really nice. Excited to see what they all look like. I like this one.
I really like this one.
A piece of hair just fell off your shoulder, and I'm not gonna lie, I almost smacked you. I thought it was a spider. That would have been good content.
It would have been really funny content today on this beautiful Monday.
Yeah. Watch me hit my boss because I think there's
Flip
a
over.
bug on her. Rachel doesn't do bugs.
You should never work at the warehouse. There are some devilish spiders at the warehouse.
Yeah, listen, me and Sheila, but we stay away from each other.
Yeah.
And it's for the best.
Devilish. And that goes. Devilish spiders. Not cool. I'm going to move the camera in just a little. That way we're more in where we're actually applying. All right, last up is Luxio Smirk. The mauve color. I think it's just such a pretty tone.
It really is.
Like I could totally wear this as my regular color.
Yeah.
Very pretty. Now, you're going to
that's
notice
nice.
that the first layer that you put on, it stays really sheer, like at the back, at the cuticle area. Also at the free edge, you're going to be able to see that free edge, even if you float a little extra on, which is what I'm doing. So if you wanted it to be a full coverage color, you're going to put on this first layer, and then, like I said, a builder layer afterward to get that full coverage type of coloring.
Emily Whitaker says, love that smirk.
Ooh, it's so, so pretty.
It really is nice.
Flip over.
That was a good color. It's a good pink.
And another thing about colored bases is that it really solves the issue of patchiness with your gel colors.
Yeah.
So one color that is patchy in the Luxio gel color line is Luxio Serenity. And it's very hard to get those pastels especially, and that goes to be full coverage. Sometimes there's just shadowing, and sometimes you're just like, oh, don't ask for that color. It's so hard to paint. If you used a cover color in the background, like, for instance, if you use Serenity, then you would go in with Buff. It will create that background color so you don't have the patchiness. There's no clear behind it. There's no shadowing that will happen. So if that happens to you and it makes you frustrated, then just use a colored base and it will solve your frustrations. All right, so this is just Luxio Base Clear. And I'm just scrubbing in a thin layer because I'm going to start putting Build on these next fingers for you.
Appreciate you.
You betcha. So this is just, like I said, a very thin layer. Since we're going in with a builder gel, you do not need the thickness on your base coat.
And especially where they're so short, you definitely don't need the.
Yep.
Definitely don't need thickness.
Definitely. All right, and that goes.
I also was up until 1 this morning.
Why?
Reading.
These books?
Not these ones, because I have so many series that I start and then I don't, and then I just like don't continue.
Where do you learn about these types of books?
There's a thing called the internet, and it's a wonderful tool. I am on TikTok a lot. I'm on the side of TikTok called Book Talk, so I get lots of recommendations there. Also Instagram. Sarcasm not appreciated today.
I guess I just don't use it. The internet, this internet you speak of, I don't use it for that.
Use it for like,
you know, like,
and
yeah, I need to know
dogs.
like how to make something, so I look at the recipe. Ta-da! That's it.
I use it for just purely no educational reasons at all. Just garbage content.
That's so funny. All right, lock that for me.
But it's very intense what I was reading, and so I've been on my
till 1 a.m.
Absolutely, I couldn't put it down. I started the book yesterday, and I'm already 60% of the way through it, and I was only reading for a couple of hours.
Wowza!
This is one of those where it just like reels you in.
Ooh, yeah. I actually like a book like that.
Yeah. It's all like kind of like dystopian, almost like post-apocalyptic. I love stuff like that.
Okay, so to all of you who might be like, I hate painting super short nails, what you could do is you're going to scrub it into the back like this, and then you're going to flip your bristles over, because sometimes capping that free edge when it's so short can be like a nightmare, and it gets all over their skin and it kind of floods and whatever. So you just kind of bulldoze the opposite way.
Yeah.
Make sure that there is nothing on their skin before they go into the lamp, and then in they go.
You also could do that with a like a detailer brush.
Absolutely.
If they have super short nails, and they're especially the ones where like their skin is like almost like puckered around the edge of the nail,
which that's how Rachel's are.
Well, they're not that bad, but like when they're like really, really deep in there, like that's hard.
Yeah,
I hate those.
You mean super bitten?
Yeah, like
yours aren't super. Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Where it's
even
like
this part,
literally the skin. Is like up around the nail. Like you could always just
No,
a
yours aren't
detail
that bad.
brush.
It's just that your
Just the
sidewalls like boop,
corners.
come right
Yeah.
up above.
Especially when my nails are, like I always do my nails like oval or almond or round of some kind. I can't do square. So my my sidewalls are always super super tight around those corners. It's fine.
Now I'm not putting a builder layer on these ones. I am just, is it wanting to run?
A little bit.
All right, I'll
Okay.
fix it.
It's okay.
I am just painting just a thin layer on here just so she has enough strength underneath of her manicure for her nails. I just didn't want it to be too thin, whereas we're going to put builder gel on the next fingers, you know.
It's fine.
So I'm just putting on a thin layer, letting it self-level. All of the Luxio Base is self-level, which is brilliant.
And they level beautifully.
Yeah, they really do.
Okay, though, this is going to be
Flip
the
over.
plain color hand.
Oh, great.
Yep. Plain color on one, nail art on the other.
Absolutely.
Life of a nail tech.
I was just going to say, tell me you're a nail tech without telling me you're a nail tech.
Yeah.
Yep. Plain color on one. Nail art on the other. Lock that for me. All right, so we're all done with the colored bases. I'm going to put those to the side because we're going to break out and work with Luxio Build. Like I said before, Luxio Build is a very thick viscosity gel. However, it heals itself really, really nicely. So heals itself means self-levels, comes back together. And I don't know really how it does it, but it self-levels like with an apex.
Yeah.
Like, boop, but
Like
just
you
like
don't really even have to try and
No.
like build your strength and build your apex in. It kind of just like forms itself.
It really, really does. So just taking a little bit on my brush, like I don't have a ton of product on my bristles, just putting it right onto the nail. I'm going to create a wet layer, keeping it as thin as possible. And then I'm going to take what's left on the brush and kind of just pull it down the middle. Keep that free edge thin. And then you can walk it one way and walk it another. However, that's all we're going to do. Now it's all wonky. Yep, leave it alone. Don't keep working it. Don't keep moving it. This is not that type of gel. The more you work it, the runnier it will become. And I don't want it to become runny, but you can see it is already healing itself there. It healed itself here. You just leave it alone, okay? So,
like when we already have a perfect line of light and you didn't even have to do
and
anything.
I didn't even do anything. It totally heals itself. Like it's just magic. Now we have a tiny bit more of healing it needs to do over here. So at this point, I could help it and just kind of like tempt that gel to go where it should. But the rest of the nail, perfect. Done. So I'm going to give that about 5 more seconds to get its act together.
Do you want me to flip it over?
Okay. Nope. And the reason I don't want her to flip her fingernail over is because on her, the only reason to do that is to prevent it from going into a sidewall. We don't need there to be a high C curve on her because that's where her nails turn into bubble nails, and it's really unpleasant. So, and that goes. Her nails have such a high C curve. Let me show you. Like they are so rounded, so deep and so rounded that if you flip her over, especially this one, if you flip her over and create that high apex that we all are going for, then immediately she gets a bubble nail. So we do not flip her over if we don't need to. And it is very hot.
Holy.
Depending on the person and how much they feel. On me, I'm like, ooh, wow, that's hot. On her, she's like going to say a bad word.
Oh, I had to restrain myself a lot, so you're welcome.
Yeah. So depending on the client, just prepare them. It can be a little spicy.
And if their nails are traumatized like mine are, because I just picked off all my gel polish and then I bit my nails down to the nubs, so they're a little traumatized. Normally I don't feel that bad, but they're a little extra sensitive.
A little extra raw. I was gonna say feeling alive, and I'm like, no,
They're,
injured.
They're feeling it.
All right, and then we're just gonna leave that alone because it's gonna start healing on its own. So on this next hand, where I have room to do it, I'm going to do all 4 fingers. I'm going to show you that you can kind of just toss it on, and then move to the next finger, and it will start healing itself. Then at the end, all you have to do is come back and like fix the one little section that might need a little bit of tension. So attention, not tension. So there's a little extra here, so I'm going to pull that forward, and then all of that gel is going to be like, ooh, I have to go this way. Or this one, I have to pull this back a little bit, so I just encourage it to go back a little, and now it's just healing itself. It's a beautiful, beautiful product.
It really is. And it really is so easy to work with, like for any nail shapes. And
all right, this one I am going to hold her over because that corner just keeps wanting to be goofy. So just for a second, not to make a high apex because we don't need that on her. No, all right, and then in it goes.
I was going to say, my thumbs are extra flat, but no, they're not.
No, they're not. We'll give her a second because it is spicy.
Oh, that is.
If you have clients whose nails are literally rippled like this is a beautiful product to smooth over that ripple.
Yeah, like I've got, like, you can see on my thumbs, they just, well, yep. I mean,
you can. You have a dip in there.
Yeah, from peeling my gel polish off. So any of those nails, like this is great for that.
Yes. Here, I'm going to do these 4.
Oh, right.
Okay, so I'm going to do this exactly how I would if Rachel was my client in the salon. So I'm going to put it onto the first nail, just a wet layer. And then I'm just going to kind of deposit a little extra, pull it forward, maybe cap that free edge, and then leave it alone while I go on to the next nail. Do the same thing, wet layer. Any extra, put that on, and then just kind of encourage it to come forward.
So short. Just stop biting
my nails. They are short. They're like so short.
That one's gonna be real fun. That one's gonna hurt.
Look at all of your blisters on there.
I know, all my little blood slivers.
Ooh, yeah.
Don't pick your nails off.
It's a bad idea.
Melanie Calloway says she's coming to the Oregon Nail Show. So excited to see you.
Oh, we're so excited to see you.
Can't wait.
Oregon Nail Expo is in 2 weeks, so if you are going to be there, please be sure to come by and say hello. Okay, so we left it alone. And this nail was all kinds of wonky when it first started, but see how now it is perfectly smooth, heals itself. I don't have to encourage it. I don't have to do anything weird. Mm-hmm. You just kind of leave it alone and it will do it itself.
Yeah.
These two, the most fresh I did, okay, I have a little bit of repair there, but that's because I'm not willing to wait, right? Because at this point I'm like, yeah, go in the lamp. Mm-hmm. But what I'm trying to say is that if you just leave it alone and you don't overwork the gel, it will just fix itself.
Yeah.
Flip over for it real quick.
Is this product soak off or hard gel?
This product is soak off. However, you can treat it like any of the other, like you can treat it like a hard gel. Leave behind the base coat, leave behind the bulk, not the bulk, but a thin layer of the Luxio Build, and then treat it like a fill. Mm-hmm. I don't know what keeps bothering me, and I keep flipping you over for it, but I'm going to, maybe it was this one. All right, and that goes.
Great.
Now it's going to be really hot for Rachel again. She went in for 1 second and already it's hot.
Not even a second.
So tell your clients, especially if they're sensitive, you're going to go in, you're going to come out. You're going to go in, you're going to come out. And it's just going to like, ooh, that is spicy.
Ooh, that pinky.
Spicy. And then once it dissipates, she can stay in for a full, 3 to 5 seconds. Allow that product to harden slightly. And then we can go in and fix the thumb.
Will you show the bottle again?
Absolutely. Luxio Build.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fabulous, fabulous product.
It's delicious.
Now, once you get to the bottom of the bottle, like I'm at, what you can do is grab yourself a pot and scrape out with an orange wood stick and put all that gel into a pot, and then you can just work out of the pot.
Mm-hmm.
You could even do that from the beginning if you were somebody who's like, I don't really like to work out of a bottle.
Yeah, if you're more comfortable with it, if you're more used to it, especially if you're treating it like a builder gel,
Mm-hmm.
it might be more convenient.
Yep. To just pick up a bead and work with it. Yep.
Do you use Adhere as a base?
Nope. I actually don't really prefer Adhere. Adhere is the hard gel base, and it just isn't my preferred base. I actually would prefer to use X-Bond, but today we showed Luxio Base. Luxio Base is that beautiful, excellent, juicy base. I didn't show it in that method today because we're using Luxio Build, but you can watch all of our Instagram lives where I did. I love, love, love Luxio Base. But when I'm using Build, I would actually prefer to use X-Bond because I can keep it even more thin and use my Build to create my strength layers. Now this one, it just wants to go the wrong way, so I'm encouraging it to come to the middle. But I'm just trying to let you watch and see that it is just going to self-level itself and be so pretty. I can hang her upside down for a quick second. Again, her nails don't need that high of an apex, so I'm not using it for that. I'm just allowing all of the product to kind of self-level itself upside down. Then we'll make sure that all of this can now settle back down so we don't have a high apex. Ooh, that's just glorious. And then in that goes.
It's really pretty.
That's very, very, very pretty. Okay, so Luxio Build is a builder gel in a bottle. You need a base coat, either X-Bond or Luxio Base. Luxio Base Clear, excellent base coat for just your general gel polish manicures. It's really nice and juicy and very glassy, and it will just create a very smooth aesthetic over the nail if you use just a little bit more than scrubbing into the nail like I showed today. And then, of course, Luxio Base is now out in 6 different colors. These are the 3 new ones that were released yesterday, and you can get them here on the app or on the website, polishedpinkiespro.com. Next week, we will be back in Instagram land, so you can join us there. And until then, we hope you have a wonderful week. And as always, please let us know if you have any questions. We're happy to help.
Is base good as a builder?
Is base good as a builder? I've used it that way before.
Yeah.
Not as a... Do you mean like as an overlay? As an overlay, yes.
Maybe, yeah.
Like similar to Luminary, yes. However, this is a very flexible product. So it's not going to have a very hard finished cure like Luminary does. This is a flexible product. Which, let's talk about that before we say goodbye. Using a flexible product versus using something that cures like a hard gel like Luminary. Who is it appropriate for? How would you know the difference? So if you have generally healthy nails that are generally strong, you know, like when you push against them like this, they're not bending, they're not, you know, super flexible, they're not dry, they're not brittle. This is going to be an excellent system. When you have clients who have extremely flexible nails, that's when this pair or even X-Bond come into play, because this is flexible and it's going to flex with the nail. But if you have nails that are generally strong and, you know, don't have any major issues, Luminary is also going to be an excellent product for those nails. So I know that that kind of overlaps, but that's where you get to have a play as a nail tech and get to figure out what works best for what client. But understanding how the systems work and how the flexibility comes into play is really key in making those decisions. So let me say that one more time because I kind of jumped around. Unhealthy nails that are super, super flexible, you're going to go with Luxio Base or X-Bond and Luxio Build because this flexes with the nail. That means less chance of it pulling away from the product. Generally healthy nails, they're just short. They just want a gel polish manicure. You're going to use any of the base coats. They're fantastic and awesome. If they're a client who want to grow out their longer nails or they just need extra adhesion, say their pH doesn't match with this, that's when you would start to use something like Luminary, where maybe they're really hard on their nails, or maybe their career, or maybe just in general, they want to grow their nails out to a longer length. This will not support a longer length nail. So that's where you would switch over to Luminary or a product that cures a little more hard, like Trinity, Trinity Hard Gel. So I hope that makes sense. I hope I didn't confuse everybody.
I don't think so.
Excellent. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.